Alright, welcome back to Today in Sports, where we talk about all the relevant news happening in the sports world today. To kick things off, we're going to talk about the South Carolina governor, Henry McMaster, has joined the likes of other states such as Arizona, Oklahoma, and Tennessee in signing a bill that only allows biological boys to play sports against each other and biological girls to play each other. The bill is using the gender specified on the athletes' birth certificates to categorize their genders in order to keep sports fair and get rid of a lot of the unfair confusion that has been plaguing the sports world today, with transgender women dominating biological women in many sports throughout recent years. Now moving on to basketball, the Miami Heat beat the Boston Celtics 118-107, giving them a 1-0 advantage in the series. The Heat were down at the half but came out guns blazing with a 22-2 run despite being outscored in the first, second, and fourth quarter. They decided to get sweaty in the third quarter, outscoring the Celtics 39-14. It also helped that the Celtics were only able to shoot 2 for 15 in that quarter. The Celtics were without Al Horford and the Defensive Player of the Year Marcus Smart, but were still able to keep it close. Al Horford was out due to COVID protocol, so it's unclear when he will return, but Marcus Smart had an MRI on his ankle that came back clean, which is a good sign for Boston. Jason Tatum, Robert Williams, Jaylen Brown, and Peyton Pritchard all stepped up big last night, with Tatum scoring 29 points, Brown scoring 24, and Williams and Pritchard both scoring 18. But none of them can compare to the night that Jimmy Buckets had, scoring 41 points for the Heat. The scoring was distributed pretty evenly around the rest of the team, with 4 other players scoring double digits. Tyler Hero scored 18 points, Gabe Vincent scored 17, Max Struss scored 11, and Bam Adebayo scored 10. Game 2 of the series will be played on Thursday, and tonight, Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals kick off with the Mavericks taking on the Warriors. The NBA Draft Lottery occurred last night, giving the Orlando Magic the first overall pick in the 2022 NBA Draft for the first time since 2004. The Thunder got the second overall pick, followed by the Rockets at third, then the Kings at fourth, the Pistons fifth, the Pacers sixth, the Trailblazers seventh, the Pelicans at 8, the Spurs at 9, and the Wizards at 10. The draft will be held on June 23rd, where we'll find out what these teams decide to do with their picks. Until then, we can only speculate. That's all I have for basketball. Now moving on to baseball news. The Houston Astros tied the record for most home runs in one inning last night, hitting 5 total homers in the second inning and getting 9 total runs in that inning to help them take down the Red Sox 13-4. And one lucky fan was able to catch 2 of the home run balls from that inning. The Astros are the 8th team to tie this record, with it being set by the New York Giants in 1939 and last being tied by the New York Yankees in 2020. That's all that I have for baseball. Now moving on to hockey news. The Colorado Avalanche won an exciting game against the St. Louis Blues 3-2 in overtime, with Manson scoring the game-winning shot 8 minutes and 2 seconds into overtime, giving the Avalanche a 1-0 lead over the Blues in the series. The Tampa Bay Lightning and Florida Panthers did not keep the game quite as close though, with the Lightning winning 4-1, with 3 of their goals being scored in the third period. These teams will face off again in the second game of the series on Thursday night. That's it for hockey. Now moving on to NFL. James Bradberry and the Eagles have come to terms on a 1-year, $10 million contract after Bradberry was released by the Giants last week due to salary cap issues. He will be joining Darius Slay in the Eagles secondary, helping Philadelphia build up their defense in an attempt to try and get back to the high-powered team they were back in 2017. Texts have been released between Deshaun Watson and one of his masseuses, Ashley Solis, where he says, quote, "Sorry about you feeling uncomfortable. Never were the intentions. Let me know if you want to work in the future. My apologies." Watson claims he sent this text because Ashley was teary-eyed during the end of the massage and claims he didn't know why she was and wanted to apologize for anything he may have done. Ashley says she was teary-eyed because Watson, quote, "purposely touched her with his penis during the massage, causing her to feel scared and cry," according to USA Today. Watson will face further pre-trials in June. And that's all that I have for Today in Sports. Come back tomorrow for some more sports updates. See ya.